In an exclusive interview with Al Jazeera, the spokesperson for Iraq's Hezbollah Brigades has confirmed a meeting in Iran of all the major Shia armed groups in the region. It was held in the city of Qom, and he said they chalked out the future course of action against, quote, U.S. aggression. Let's find out what more he had to say from Osama bin Javaid, joining us from Baghdad. Osama.
Well, in this exclusive interview, the spokesman, Mohammed Muhi of Kataib Hezbollah or Hezbollah Brigades group is opening up for the first time in front of the media after the attacks which took place on the border between Iraq and Syria, and then the attack on the U.S. embassy and the ensuing targeting of the commander of the Popular Mobilization Forces, Ahmadi al-Mohandes and Qasim Soleimani, as well as the attacks that followed that by Iran. In a wide-ranging interview, he did tell us about this important meeting which took place in the city of Qom between what he called forces which are aligned to the resistance in Iraq and forces which are the Shia militia fighters, not just in Iraq, but across the region. He said they answered the call of Muqtada Sadr and they all sat down. And you will see that as a result of one of the outcomes of this meeting is going to be protests, which are going to happen in Baghdad in a few days, where Muqtada al-Sadr has called for a 1 million-man march. About the future course of action against U.S. forces, he said the Kataib Hezbollah Brigades group has the capability of striking the U.S. forces whenever and however it wants, but it is going to follow the Iraqi government's decision to make sure that they expel U.S. and foreign troops out of Iraq. He refused to confirm that it was them who were behind the Kirkuk attack, which resulted in an attack on them on the Iraq-Syria border. But he did say they have the capabilities, including drone capabilities. And I asked them whether they were chosen by Qasim Soleimani to carry out these attacks inside Iraq.
Not only Kataib Hezbollah in Iraq will face the U.S. troops, and not only Kataib has the ability for confrontation, but the whole Iraqi people will face down these troops. It is true that Kataib has high capabilities and high training due to its history in fight against the U.S. occupation. It's also due to accumulated knowledge in fighting ISIL after 2014. Maybe Kataib was the best and only force to deal with different kinds of weapons, especially those modern weapons, and dealing with U.S. weapons. This may have made Kataib a target, but we say that we are ready and prepared to fight against anything Iraq faces. It will not be alone in the confrontation. The whole Iraqi people and the resistance groups, all of them will be confronting the U.S. troops.
And this is a group which has been designated a terrorist organization by the United States. I asked them whether they're in hiding after these threats, and they said they are operating out in the open. He met us in the middle of the street. He said they are here to stay. And on another note about the protesters who've been asking for an end to the influence of Iran and the United States, he said that he and the Kataib Hezbollah group is against the presence of any foreign forces, whether those are American troops or Iranian troops.
All right, Osama, thank you for bringing that for us from Baghdad.